Baltimore City said goodbye to its top lawyer. City Solicitor Andre M stepped down last week after nearly 2.5 years serving as counsel to the mayor, the city council, and the police department. WMAR 2 News' Mallory Safase sat down with the Baltimore native at his alma mater to hear about the highlights of working the job and his thoughts about solving the city's crime problem and the roller coaster of lawsuits and the leadership changes that he's seen while in office.
From rent court to federal district court to being nominated by 2 presidents to sit on the powerful 4th Circuit Court of Appeals. After nearly 8 years, Judge Andre M walked away from this lifetime appointment to serve his hometown as city solicitor, but not without reservations.
It took some effort on her part to convince me.
After turning down then Mayor Catherine Pugh twice, he agreed to take on the new challenge in the fall of 2017.
The biggest draw for me was the opportunity to work on police reform.
The city in the midst of a consent decree with the Justice Department.
It became ever more apparent to me that this was going to be a very big undertaking for the city, that massive change was going to take place one way or the other.
But that change turned out to be a seismic upheaval in leadership, starting at the top with the resignation and conviction of former Mayor Pugh.
I have formally accepted the resignation.
And a rotating door at the police department, 4 different commissioners, and a homicide count that continues to top 300.
What's it going to take to reform the police department?
It's going to take everybody supporting Commissioner Michael Harrison. And I'm going to say that a second time. It's going to take absolute 150% support for Commissioner Michael Harrison. Much of the criticism and efforts to undermine the police commissioner is political. Really doesn't have anything to do with crime fighting or good government. It's part of the political theater in Baltimore. And so, no, I don't think that's helpful to the city.
He's most proud of his hires, Commissioner Harrison, Baltimore City Inspector General Isabel Cumming, and lawyers now working for the law department. Despite trying to keep his role strictly to the city's lawyer, he said he was pulled into a political landscape.
I was surprised to see the level of, what shall we call it, the level of friction from time to time between what the law department was urging as the correct approach to a legal problem and the politicalization of that problem by certain members in the elected leadership of the city.
Including the contentious debate surrounding non-disparagement agreements following police misconduct settlements, something Davis said the law department had already moved away from.
Some of the city council knew full well that the bill would achieve nothing. A couple of members of the council have told me that. And yet, it passed unanimously because things pass unanimously in the Baltimore City Council when it's politically expedient for that to happen.
There's also unfinished business. Davis has argued the city shouldn't be liable for paying victims of the corrupt gun trace task force, saying they acted outside of the scope of their employment. Maryland's highest court, the Court of Appeals, hasn't yet issued their ruling.
It doesn't take a lawsuit for the city to do the right thing. If we lose the lawsuit, however, I'm afraid that's going to open the floodgates, as lawyers and judges say, and it's going to bring about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lawsuits, which the city will be hard-pressed to find the money to take care of.
These legal and political battles have drained him. Davis saying he's simply run out of fuel.
This is not an abandonment. This is an old guy recognizing his limits.
Are you going to miss it?
No. I'm going to enjoy watching it from a distance, and I will be paying close attention, but I'm not going to miss it. I've always been the kind of person, I don't look back. You know, I'm looking, what's next? What's next?
He said he'll take a 6-month sabbatical and spend much needed time with his 8 grandchildren. But before he disappears for a short period, a message to his city.
Our diversity, our resilience, our determination if we can add integrity to that, be who we are, be who we really are, which are people of integrity as well as resiliency and commitment, I think we're a great city. We just have to peel back these layers of rust and decay, because at our core, we are a great American city.
Are you hopeful that that will eventually happen here?
I have no doubt it will. I'm an optimist. You can't but be an optimist when you grow up in East Baltimore. That's the truth.
Ain't that the truth? Andre Davis said he is staying out of the race and he won't be endorsing anybody for mayor, but his message to any elected official listening or candidate is not to bargain away your integrity. And we've also learned that the Inspector General has officially named their new conference room the Judge Andre Davis Conference Room out of respect for the man.